in them, and really, I think this season has kind of finally given Derek that ability to look outside himself for advice and for help, and realize that he doesn't have to do it all on his own, which I think is a very important lesson to learn. You don't ever have to do anything alone. There's always people to help you, there's always people that want to contribute, so it's nice when you open yourself up to that and you allow that into your life because it helps. And I think maybe that would be the one thing that could change that for him. So I think moving forward, if he does really, kind of humble himself, which I think he has now, I think it'll give way for him to maybe possibly look at that. But I think it's such a part of his life still that, I don't see it happening without a struggle. And really, the whole thing with him being, mushy this year. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But I think it is like when people say, he didn't seem that upset about the Jennifer thing. I think it's expressing it through anger has been such a normal coping thing for him that it may be slowly transitioning and it may be opening him up to that. So we'll see.
Hopefully he joins Scott's Pack and that's his anger.
There you go.
Thank you.
No. I feel like an outside influence.
Hey, I was wondering, does Derek know how Cora survived the fire? Are we going to explore that in 3B?
No.
No? Does he know what she's been doing for the past how many years? Running around?
There was a lot going on. We were busy. We didn't have time to talk about this. Yeah, we didn't really. I think the plan was to explore that more in these next full episodes. Unfortunately, on TV shows, sometimes actors book other jobs. How dare they? But Adelaide is now doing another show of her own, so she's going to be extremely busy, and they shoot out of town, so we're not sure if we're going to be able to get her back for a lot of things. I do know that we kind of incorporate her storyline in the first few episodes that I've seen, but she obviously can't be there. So. Hopefully we will get a chance to touch on that a little bit more because I know it was, there's a lot of questions there that even I have. So let's hope in the next, 12 episodes coming up that we get a little bit more of an explanation.
Okay.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
It's kind of a follow-on question for the previous. Did Derek and Peter and Cora ever sit down and talk?
We were chasing other outfits. That's what we were doing. I don't know. Did you see it? I didn't see it. I wasn't there. If it happened, I wasn't there. No, I think. I mean, I'm sure. At some point, there was a conversation of like, hey, so how have you been? The last 4 years on your own, running around like a 13-year-old now, 17. But I think the more important relationship to me when we, when Adelaide and I discussed, Cora and Derek, really was that, our relationship was very much like my relationship with Laura, where, I looked up to her tremendously, and I very much respected her and valued her opinion and her teachings, and I think Derek was that to Cora. Obviously a few years younger, and big brother. I think he was a huge mentor figure for her. So really the thing that was important to us when we were talking about the characters was that you would kind of see that disappointment from Cora. There was the episode where she kind of tries fighting him in the loft, and I think it's episode 4 when I get stabbed through the chest and losing it. But that episode, she said, like, what happened to you? Because I think she sees this, kind of this passion and this fire that used to be in her brother that she admired so much was kind of like diminished. I think, in Derek in season 1, he was very defeated. So when I joke about him losing battles, I think that's kind of also just, it's really symbolic of like him as a character. He was very defeated in so many ways. And so I think that's kind of what Cora was disappointed in. And that's really the relationship that we wanted to establish, is this difference in who they were compared to, who they were as brother and sister before the fire. And not so much, what happened in that time gap. Because I think, in a weird way, I think there's this kind of weird connection of, the same thing happened to us, and we kind of all did the same thing, so you know what it's like being an Omega, being on your own and having to survive. So I think, it's almost like some of those traumatic things you go through you don't want to talk about. You understand probably what it was like, but to bring up all the details and go through it, sometimes it's worse, sometimes it helps, but I think, in this case, obviously that would have been a whole season in the dome, catching up of, 4 years on the run, so, I think we just left that to the imagination a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So this question is back to my friend Stephanie. She's back in Sweden crying because she's not here.
Hi, Stephanie.
So basically, Derek is kind of miserable, like all the time. So the question is, where can you see Derek being happy, and in what situation would that be? What's his happy place, and what would his life look like if you were happy?
They've never given me a chance to even think about that. Just kind of see this ending badly for him all the time. No, I give Derek a bunch of crap and he can take it, but no, I see him being very much like we said about like the ranch thing. I see him being very happy, being kind of like isolated with maybe like a small pack, small family. Really, I think is what he wants, and he really does just want that very simple life. I don't think he really wants too much. He just wants to be happy and enjoy the people that are closest to him. And it's just really simple existence for him. I think he just really misses that. And I think happiness for him would be not chasing Kenemas and alpha packs and all these things, and just being able to be kind of left alone with the ones that he cares about. I really think that would be that simple for him.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again.
Hello.
My question is, what film was the hardest for you to try and portray?
What stunt or what scene?
What scene?
What scene?
Yes.
Hardest scenes. I don't know, which scene looked the hardest to you guys? Like, which one were you watching me do and like, oh god, he's struggling?
I think when boys die.
When boys died?